And I'll be like, you don't know, you liked it? And he was like, yeah. And we're like, what did you like about it? He's like, kind of like the innocence. And we're like, what the fuck? And Jay's like, yeah, Travis, I'm going to catch you. And I'm like, Jay, relax.
He's over there like this.
Yeah. And he's like,
I seen it right
he
then.
He said it to him out loud. And I'll never forget. He's like,
you said it to him out loud? You told me you're going to catch him out loud?
I told him.
Yeah,
I told him right then.
Fuck out of here. Then you caught him?
Swear to God.
It's time for the Garage Boozing Podcast.
What's up, nerds? And welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. I'm your host, the man with absolutely no plan, the Chase with the face for radio, Chase Shurga. And boy, do I have one hell of an episode for you guys today. This is part 2 of my fantastic conversation with Dads Against Predators, Josh and Jay. You guys are awesome, but if you listened last week, you're going to love this week. And yeah, this episode is going to take off exactly where we ended last week, so we're just going to get down to it. So without further ado, folks, you know what time it is. It's time to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, crack open a cold one, and if you're really feeling fruity, take a shot. Why not? Because this week's episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast starts now.
Oh, yeah, in support for the Garage Boozing Podcast, it is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped will help you trim up the family jewels to make everything nice and right for the ladies. Make sure that you're using promo code TGBP20 for 20% off your Manscaped products. Oh, yeah!
Where's the wildest place that you guys have caught someone? Because I know usually it's like out in public at like a
LA, right?
A Walmart or something, right? Oh, what'd you say?
Streets of LA.
You caught someone in the streets of LA?
Yeah, I mean, we caught somebody on the famous walk. What's in front of the Chinese
Stars?
movie? Yeah, the Hollywood Stars. We caught somebody on there, and then he's actually in the intro. It's like addressed Spider-Man. He walks up to Spider-Man like, "Hey, these guys are trying to say this and that," and it's like Spider-Man in a costume. It's fucking nuts. And we was in like the hood in LA, like in this like Mexican area and like we showed up there at like 9 p.m. in the middle, like
at the laundromat.
Yeah, at a laundromat in LA, chasing this dude down LA fucking alleyways, and he's like, "I got a gun," and we're like, "Fuck you, pussy." Like chasing him and shit. And that shit was fucking crazy. Because you hear about like you take for granted like this life that you have, and like you hear like, oh yeah, LA's crazy or this and that, or like Detroit's crazy, or like, and then when you get in those positions, you kind of bring home with you, and you actually have to realize, hey, this isn't home. This is really the LA. Like this is really the Detroit that they talk about that people get killed at. And
yeah, we just be out there mingling.
Sometimes I never really realized like, man, we're fucking around a little too crazy until like we're done. Like I'll be on the plane home from LA and be like, we fucked LA up. Like we was doing some wild shit in LA. Like,
we take the crazy to the town, shit.
So yeah. Do you guys just like fly somewhere and you're like, all right, once you get there, open up Grindr? Is that the plan, or like?
I mean, mostly we drive.
Yeah.
Mostly
you drive.
Yeah, I mean, we like a little 4 hour. We usually go. We've been everywhere 4 hours from Toledo, like everywhere. And I mean, we've been more places than that, but anywhere 4 hours radius from Toledo, we've been there, man. So we like go.
So will you be on like Grindr before you go to these places, or you just hop in the car, get there, and then open up Grindr and send it?
Yeah.
And it happens that you like catch people that fast?
Bro, we catch 12 people in a weekend in 4 days.
Holy shit, dude! There's
yeah.
Oh,
we show up Thursday. Bro. We show up Thursday. We get settled in. Start catching Thursday night, and But here's the thing, man, is we work 16-hour shifts. Like when we go to LA, we're not there to like eat in and out. You know what I mean? We're not there to sightsee. We're in at our hotel or we're in at our Airbnb, and we work 16-hour days. And it's not glamorous, you know. But and then Sunday we catch as many guys as we can. We never really come home with less than 6. And on Sunday, me and Jay and whoever else we're with, sometimes it's just me and Jay. We have our little meal. We kind of just decompress wherever we're eating at and just talk about all the catches. And then my favorite parts are the drives there and the drives back. You know, it's real bro stuff. Get to like, because it's not stress, you know. So it's just a relaxation and just like a decompression, just hanging out with the boys. And yeah, like a lot of people think like, oh, you guys travel, you guys do all this and that. And it's like, bro, I go to LA to look at dicks. You know, like I go to Dallas to look at dicks. I go to Jacksonville to look at dicks. You know what I mean? Like I'm not barely seeing the ocean. I'm seeing balls and buttholes and shit.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, dude. People probably fucking message you guys the grossest shit.
Oh man, dude, it used to freak me out. Like I would see a dick and be like, yeah. Now I see a dick, I'll be like, look at this dick. You know, like, I'm so used to buttholes and dicks and shit, man. I'm a fucking doctor at this point. Like,
dude, how quick are these weirdos to send a nude?
Out. What's that?
How quick are these weirdos to like send a nude? Like after
that's the fucked up thing. They'll go butthole first.
What?
Yeah. Butthole first on Grindr, bro.
Shit. A lot of the times you get these nudes and shit, they're coming from guys you're not even fucking catching. So it's like sometimes they are, like sometimes the guys that we catch, you know what I mean, they'll send nudes and shit.
Yeah,
but
a lot of guys, you can't even be mad at them. You just send a dick and you kind of have to be like a no thank you, sir.
All right, so do each of you have a favorite catch that you've caught?
I don't
know if that's a weird question.
I mean, my favorite catch is Logan's story, and I don't know if Jay would agree on that or yeah. That's you want me to go in on that a little bit? Or?
I mean, there's a couple good catches, obviously, like that stand out. Like you said, Logan's story, being a part of, you know what I mean, somebody calling out their childhood predator like I did, which is, you know what I mean, one of my, you know what I mean, favorite catches, if you will, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, or like you said earlier, what's one of the craziest places you caught a predator at? Catching Travis. That's like one of the most like memorable kind of like craziest catches that I've ever been a part of. Obviously, it was like him being like, he's catch 100. He was like kind of like our childhood friend. I grew up with this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I saw that. You guys are friends with the guy.
Was in school with his ass, yeah, and fucking like he was hanging around with us and shit. Like we would hang out with him every now and then. And he like said the wrong shit around me. He had the wrong vibe. He was being weird as fuck to me and Josh, and he kind of just like spilled the little secrets on how he like was comfortable with his girlfriend. He liked his girlfriend wearing diapers and shit. And he said the wrong shit. He was like, because of the innocence is why he liked it. And we're like, what the fuck? We all just like, what the fuck, Travis? And we knew right then. I was like, Travis, I'm going to catch your ass. I'm going to catch you because you weird. That was some weird shit.
He said that, and I thought what Travis said was weird about the innocence. But here's the thing about Travis is Travis has like the speech impediment, you know? He's not slow and he don't have anything wrong with him like mentally. He just has a speech impediment. And a lot of people like
see when I watched it, I thought like, is there something wrong with him? Like I wasn't.
Yeah, no, like it's just a speech thing, and he was getting bullied and stuff in high school, and that's why cheers, and that's why me and Jay kind of like took him in, we felt bad for him, you know what I mean? And he was at my house. I hadn't talked to him for a long time, for like 5 years, and Jay had started working with him, and he's like, yeah, Travis ain't got no friends, this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, I think I invited him over for a Super Bowl party and like UFCs and stuff like that. So he started coming over for like events and stuff like that. And it was after like a UFC, and he was talking about his ex-girlfriend would wear diapers, and we'd be like, oh, what'd you think about it? And he'd be like, I don't know. And I'd be like, you don't know, you liked it? And he was like, yeah. And we're like, what did you like about it? He's like, kind of like the innocence. And we're like, what the fuck? And Jay's like, yeah, Travis, I'm going to catch you. And I'm like, Jay, relax.
Jay's over there like this.
Yeah. And he's like,
I seen it right
he
then.
said it to him out loud, and I'll never forget. He's like,
You said it to him out loud. You told me you're gonna catch him out loud.
I told him.
Yeah,
I
he's
told
like,
him right
Travis,
then.
Get out of here. Then you caught him.
Swear to God.
He said, Travis, I'm gonna catch you one day. And I said, Jay, I got mad at Jay. I think I even started fighting with him, like, bro, like, because I always
heard you
felt bad
say
for
this.
Travis.
He heard it.
Yeah, I felt
I was
bad, but it was something that could have just Jay just said it because he said, Travis, I'm gonna catch you one day. But listen, that shit's gross. You can't be doing that. Like he said it just like that. Not like, Travis, I'm gonna catch you, and now that's what we're talking about. He said, Travis, I'm gonna catch you one day. That shit's fucking gross, dude. You can't be doing that. And then we kind of went on forward. But
and you're probably like, Jay, what the fuck, dude? Chill.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like.
I called my shot.
Okay, it's weird to say. It's weird for
shit,
Travis to say this.
Shooter, shoot, bud. He's shot.
I'm like, damn. And then, so I mean, that's like,
yeah. How'd you catch him?
So
yeah,
after that, that same night, like I said, he came in with a different energy. We sensed it like off rip. He had just something was different. He was holding himself a different way. After I said that to him and shit, he actually swung on Josh. Like Josh like barely hit his shoulder, like barely, and he was like, "Ow!" And like he made it a thing and shit. And then Josh was like, "Hit me as hard as I hit you," and he tried to take Josh's head off. And Josh was fucking Josh was having a fucking blast with him like Floyd Mayweather. He was fucking doing a training session. and Travis was just throwing haymakers, but like dead serious though. Dead serious.
Yeah.
And so like
he was coming like he wanted to hurt you.
He was trying to get Josh.
You were on his side though. Why do you want to hurt you?
It's he had that energy. And then so boom, then I told him I was gonna catch him. And then like we stopped, he stopped hanging out with them. I don't even think he really hit us up or anything. And then we went and caught, we were catching in Toledo, Ohio, which is like, 35 miles from our hometown, Fremont, Ohio. And so we were a little bit further out, you know what I mean? And we were all up. I think it was me, Josh, and somebody else. We all had our decoys out, and he popped up on my shit. And as soon as he popped up, I was like, y'all, look what it is. And they were like, what? They're like, what? It's Travis. And I was like, yep, it's here. It's time. I'm about to get him. And so right away, I think I got banned off Scout that night. And I messaged him on Facebook and I was like, hey, I got banned off Scout, but So I instantly, you know what I mean? That's right away. If you're talking to somebody and they tell you they got banned, you're like, well, why'd you know what I mean? That's weird. And so boom, I broke it to him. He messaged me like right away on like another Facebook. He made like another Facebook, and boom, told him the age. I probably dragged it out a little longer than Josh wanted. I think it actually took Josh because I was talking to him.
I kept saying, no, he knows it's us. He knows it's us.
Oh, you thought he was fucking with you guys?
Chase, he said DAP. He was like, no, there's guys like DAP out there. And I was like, who's DAP? Like, you know what I mean? He was like, I was like, I thought those guys were fake. He was like, no, they're real.
Like he didn't know us, which was
he was
crazy.
Like, no, they're real. And they're still out there. And he was saying all sorts of fucked up shit. And I kept trying to get him for more shit. But he said he wanted to kiss. He said he wanted to hang out. He told the girl he had herpes. Yep. He told this little girl he had herpes. Yep, this motherfucker had herpes, nasty ass motherfucker.
His first time having sex, he got herpes, though. That's what he fucking gets.
Wow. Imagine that, your first time getting a nut, you get herpes. Holy shit.
Imagine being Travis.
Holy shit. And Jay knew from the start, too. Jay knew the whole time.
Bro, I couldn't. And Jay was like, we were in Indiana catching people. Were we in Indiana or we were in Kentucky, actually?
Wow.
We caught so many times, like in between.
Well, I know, but it was over like a 4-month period that he was talking to Travis, and every couple of weeks I would be like,
it lasted that long.
Yeah, and Jay would be like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know because I don't got it in me. I'll go beat the fuck out of Travis. Like I didn't have it in me to like for the patience to like He
So
said
you
something.
talk
What
to
did he
these people
say?
that long sometimes?
Not
No,
usually.
not most. This was a special case because this was Travis. We had
We was
just been
trying to get
like
the most out of him
Oh, so you're just
and
milking it. You are milking it.
because
Yeah,
we
I was
already had
milking. I
what
was
we
trying.
had. We already had what we needed. It's not like a catch where like we don't know this guy's name or his address.
Oh,
We
you
could
know
have
the
got
guy.
Travis at any time.
And I'll be honest, there was a little bit of me that was just waiting for him to like say something, like, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, saying like, this is fucked up. I'm not gonna do this. Like, but nothing. I was waiting for either worse or better. I was just feeling it out. Like, where is he going with this? Like, because when we make this video, it's gonna be a different type of video. It's not necessarily gonna be, hey, what are you here doing? Like, this is gonna be like, Travis, what the fuck? Like, you were supposed to be our friend. You know exactly what. Like, you've been with us on catches before, like on a catch
Oh,
trip.
he's been there for
Like,
catches. Yeah.
He
like
showed me
this
to
shit
the
is
airport and
crazy.
shit.
Was there a
This
part
shit
of
is
you that like
crazy.
wanted him to be like, all right, fuck this. I'm not fucking doing this. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
In a
I
way.
forget what
In
he
a
said.
way.
What did he say that was the line? We was in Kentucky riding in the car on our way home. And he said something to Jay, something like, maybe we don't kiss now, but we could be boyfriend or girlfriend later. Or something like that. Something along those lines. And I was like,
Something like that.
I'm like, no, we're getting him when I get home. We're getting him when I get home. And we was coming from Kentucky, Lexington, actually. And I called him. And I had let him borrow my Xbox because this dude was living in squalor, bro. Like, this guy he had like a PlayStation 2. But he didn't even have like a TV or did he have a TV?
Shit,
you had your
one of them
Xbox.
box
You had to have a
ones.
TV, right?
Yeah, he got a TV somehow because I gave him my Xbox. But I remember somehow he was playing a PS2, but he couldn't play it.
So did he have your Xbox at the time of this?
Yeah, he had my
Yeah.
Xbox. It was an Xbox 360, and I gave him like a bunch of games too. And I took it out my kids' room, because my kids had a Switch at the time, but like that was like what they used to like watch DVDs, and like the Switch only has Hulu, so there's like no Netflix on it. So like I made an inconvenience for my kids' room for this fucking dickhead. So anyways, I call him and I'm like, hey Travis, I'm moving. I'm not gonna have internet. I was a good liar. That was a good story I had. I'm like, I'm not gonna need internet, or I'm not gonna have internet. I need my Xbox back. He's like, okay, but WWE Fastlane or some shit is on tonight. And I'm like, he's like, oh, can I bring it to you tomorrow? And
I understand that. Fastlane, that's important, dude.
he said, I understand that. And I'm like, no, I'm like, but listen, bro, I got WWE Network at my house. Just come over to my crib and watch it. He's
Is
like,
that how you caught him?
Yeah, he thought he was coming over to watch Fastlane.
You tricked him with a WWE pay-per-view? Oh!
That bloody.
You're like, yo, Chase, come over. Come on, Fastlane's on time. I'd be like, dude, I'll be there right now. Fuck. Draft Top. The Draft Top was designed to give you a better all-around drinking experience, and let me tell you how. You take your Draft Top bar tool, put it on top of your adult beverage, give it a little squeeze, not too hard, a little bit of friction, a little to the left, a little to the right, a little to the left, a little to the right, and wha-bam. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see me demonstrate this. If you're listening, I'm sorry, you just got to hear me talk. But yeah, then you pop your Draft Top off, take this, push it down just a tad, and now your beer just became a cup. So forget about wasting plastic, pouring your beer can into a cup, into a red Solo cup, if you will. It doesn't matter because now your Draft Top just made your beer into a cup. So now you can chug your beer a hell of a lot faster. You can smell the aroma of the alcohol. The experience of drinking here is just so much better thanks to Draft Top. So go get yours now. I want you to have one, you want you to have one, and you can get your own Draft Top at www.drafttop.com. And don't forget to use promo code GarageBoozing for 10% off site-wide. That's right. It doesn't matter what you get in your Draft Top cart, 10% off site-wide using promo code GarageBoozing. You know how to spell it. Don't be a fool. Buy your Draft Top right now. Treat yourself. You deserve it. All right, back to the show. You got him with
I forgot, you're a big wrestling fan, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. I love wrestling, dude.
Oh, yeah, man. I was a big guy. I was a big fan until like the John Cena era, and then like the PG era kind of took it out from me.
Yeah, it sucked, dude. WWE, sidetrack real quick. WWE is awesome right now with Triple H in charge. It's awesome.
No shit.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's it's the best it's been in probably a fucking decade. And then AEW, I'm not sure if you're really into that or not, but
dude,
AEW
I was until
awesome.
the fans. Until dude, I was watching the whole beginning. Like I was big into it with Chris Jericho and like Cody Rhodes. Like Chris Jericho's first whole run as champion, fucking Le Champion.
Oh,
like that
great, Le Champion.
Some of the bubbly. Like I was trying to put Jay on to AEW for how long, wasn't I, Jay? Like
since the start.
Dude, AEW is awesome. I'm telling you, you gotta watch
like
it.
Joey Janela, like I was big into like that.
Yeah, and they let him go. I was so mad about that.
Yeah, they let all those like OG guys go for the ex-WWE guys.
Yeah,
and
it's like WCW all over again.
And I'm I don't know. I just after COVID, I just never got back into it because I thought, dude, Cody's fucking promos, like, dude, that shit got me back into wrestling was Cody's promos and shit.
Yeah,
like.
Man.
And then I guess his run started to get bad at the end, but like I didn't see it. But,
yeah, the fans were booing him like crazy, and then he came back at WrestleMania this past year, and it was fucking nuts.
Dude, he was wrestling with that fucking torn labrum and shit. Fucking
dude, when he took that shit off,
right now,
and he's all bruised up and shit. I'm like, what a fucking animal! And he had a whole match like that. Crazy.
He's the best right now. For sure.
Oh, for sure.
But Jay don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about fuck.
We was talking about the fucking Roman Reigns losing his belt at WrestleMania. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, you catching your friend. So you tricked him with a WWE pay-per-view, and then he came over, and you just hit him with it?
Yeah. Dude. And, bro, I hate that video though. I can't listen to it. It's the most embarrassing video for me.
You get like, emotional as fucking that bitch. You're going crazy. Josh is in that bitch going live. I mean,
it's embarrassing.
We got his ass good though. We brought down like the decoy that I was using the whole time. Like we brought her down and fucking was like, here's Gracie. Like, look at her. Like this is your girl. Like. And fucking, he just had.
So he's coming over expecting to watch WWE, and then just walks at the front door, and you guys just like hit him with it immediately.
No, I lured him in a little bit. Small
nice
talk.
Nice little friend introduction.
Wait, what'd you
say? Like, he's like, he even asked about the catches. He's like, so how's the catches going? I'm like, yeah, we're about to get catch 100 really soon.
Oh, foreshadowing to a T.
Bro,
yeah.
No shit. I can't even lie to you, man. This is how crazy the universe works. He's really catch 100. Like he really is catch 100. Like we didn't stretch numbers to make it like that.
You didn't post something else in front of it just to make it happen.
Yeah, like he really is catch 100, which is really.
And you told the guy to his face, "Oh, catch 100 is going to be real soon," and it was that motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, so he comes
him
in,
up.
You're like, all right, catch 100 is going to happen real soon, and then you're just like, how did you present this?
Like
so
he sat
Jake
down.
He said your phone's ringing.
Like,
answer your phone.
Yeah, because
he
sat down,
up, looked at it, and then put it back down. And they're like, "No, like, pick it up."
I'm like, "No, answer it." But like, and after that, we're just like, "What's up?" Like.
You hear the hello. You can see his heart drop when he answers it and he goes, hello. And then you hear the hello come out on Jay's phone.
He just got the phone to his fucking head and shit.
So
yeah, he knew it right away.
Said hello, and you're like right there, and he hears it on his phone.
He hears himself come out of Jay's phone. He hears his own voice come out of Jay's phone. Hello. And he hears it come out of his phone, and it's done. He knows. That's Gracie's number. And he had her saved that. You seen his phone. His phone said Gracie on it. So like, he said, call her back. Answer. Jay's like, answer it. He's like, okay. And then he answers it, and he says, hello. And then Jay has his phone on speaker, and it comes out, hello. And it's just,
wow.
It.
Wow. See, I almost... Dude, kudos to you guys, because I almost feel like if it's someone that I've known for a long time in that situation, yeah, I feel really good. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck, I've been hanging out with this dude. Now this is, oh man.
Yeah,
I don't even know how I would feel. Damn.
Bro, I was acting a fool. I lost like my voice, like yelling. I'm like,
You were
I
upset.
can't have you around my kids, Travis. Like, it's so embarrassing. I can't watch it, but it's emotional.
Wow. Dude, that's got to be
Right.
fucking tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one thing to like have as a friend, but like he obviously like he you know, not to be like a dickhead, but like he looks a certain way and like talked a certain way, like, you know, not to be an asshole, but like we were doing him a favor by being his friend. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have a lot of opportunities for friends. And so like,
Dude,
we
I
were
met
really
kids like
going
that
out
in high
of-
school where they didn't have a lot of friends, and I'm like, dude, come sit with me at lunch. You know, like, yeah,
Right, exactly. I've always been that type of guy.
absolutely,
man.
me too.
So just to like, bro, like the UFC's cost $80, bro. Like I'm feeding this guy like all the time. I'm buying all the food and like, you know, just like all the giving I did for him. And like looking back, I always like, even when he took me to the airport, I made sure that it was like a good job for him. Not only did I give him gas money, like I paid him for his hourly wage. You know what I mean? Like I made sure always like, it was always like, don't take advantage of Travis, because Travis wanted to be in our group and our friends so bad that
Yeah.
he would have fucking gave us a hand job if we asked. You know what I mean? So like, I was always like, don't take advantage of him. You know, don't take advantage of him.
You're like,
And
yeah,
then,
this is a good dude.
yeah, and it's just, I'm like, oh, he don't get a fair shake. You know, he got a hard time, and then to go and like, you know, I let him sleep in my house. Like I got my stepdaughter is 11 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, dude, you slept in here in the same house as my stepdaughter. Like, you're
Right.
fucking gross. I hate you. You know?
Yeah, now
So-
I can totally see where like that would piss you off too. You know, like you've done so much for this guy, and then little did you know. If you knew then what you know
it's
now.
not even just like, it's not even just like, oh, we're buddies. You know, it's just like, dude, like I ain't have to be your friend. You know, like I didn't.
You didn't have to be his friend, right?
Right. I didn't have to fucking invite you over for this stuff. Like I did that shit out of the kindness of my heart, because like at the bottom of my heart, I felt bad for you. You know.
And then you
like,
tricked him with a WWE pay-per-view.
To get him.
Hook, line, and sinker.
It was like one of the matches
main
was
event.
Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. That's all I remember is we was talking like, yeah, you think Seth's gonna get
And
him?
he's probably so fucking hyped up for it too, and then you ruined his
And he
life.
probably missed the match. Imagine trying to go home and watching it after that just happened. You can't go home
He
and watch
probably
it.
missed the match, he said.
You can't even watch Monday Night Raw tomorrow. You're gonna have to give it at least a month.
He's so turned off from wrestling now, he won't even watch it now. He's
Fuck wrestling. Yo, but it's great. What he said, I messaged him too, like before we was about to hang out before wrestling and shit. And I was like, man, what you been up to? And he said, oh, nothing much. Just trying to find a girl like you. I screenshotted that bitch. I still got that bitch screenshot. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like this dude.
Yeah, what did that mean? He said weird thing. Like Jay Jay right now did not stutter. That's exactly what he said. A girl like you talking to Jay.
Yeah. And we're just like,
So he's
the
talking
fuck?
to you, saying he's dreaming of like another girl like you.
he was like, yeah, just trying to find a girl like you. Like, I'm like, what? All right. Dude.
Or he's not like, that's how he typed it out. But now that I'm hearing it again, maybe he's thinking because you had a girlfriend.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I
was just like,
I always heard that as like a girl like you, like he was like in love with you or some shit. But
Dude,
hey, he did say some funny shit that night though. He did say some funny shit. What did he say about you, Josh?
He said, I think Josh is very handsome.
He said, I'm not. Yeah, he said, I think Josh is. He said, I think Josh is sexy. Or he said something, bro. He said some crazy shit.
you hit him with a thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, I was like, thanks. Like, thanks, bro.
Dude, part of me just
Bro, that
like
was
thinks
crazy.
sometimes I'm like, what are these like? I just want to know like how these minds work. Like all these things on YouTube and stuff are just so intriguing to me because I just like it's just interesting to me. Like I'm not like that, of course, but like how does someone get like fucked up in the brain or whatever where they want to fuck a 12, 13-year-old, whatever age?
We're
like,
so far removed from it. Me, you, and Jay, and 75% of the United States. We're just so far removed from it that like we don't understand. Like I literally, dude, you would think I don't have a better understanding than you, bro. I really don't. Like
it's interesting to me. I'm actually interested by it. It's just like you see the new Dahmer series that just came out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that guy used to like drill holes in people's brains and fill with acid. Not that I ever want to do that, but it's interesting to me. I'm like, what the fuck is this dude thinking? Just like I'm thinking, what a pedophile thinks. Like, how do they like get aroused by like someone who hasn't even hit puberty?
I mean, we've heard some. I mean, the guys that we've caught is like the tip of the iceberg of the guys that we've talked to. You gotta understand, we've talked to I've read a lot of bad things, man. I've seen a lot of fucking bad things, like
a lot of dicks too.
Yeah, a lot of dicks. But like, bro, there's real life CP. Do you not like not to? I mean, like there's real life.
Oh yeah, it's out there.
Unfortunately, I've been sent that, and you gotta like take it straight to like the fucking police because I mean you don't want that shit in your phone. I remember the first time I had received an image like that, I took it to the police. I'm like, yo, you delete the phone, like you fucking take my phone and you delete it off my phone because I don't want to look like I got it and I'm deleting it. Or
yeah, then the
like
FBI
that.
knocks on your doorstep.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, you take this phone. You seen the messages list of how I got it. You know what I mean? Take my phone and do with it as you need. Send it to whoever you need to send it to. Like shit is really fucking dark, man. It's really disgusting. I wish I had never seen some shit like that before, dude. And just like this shit, coming into this, man, I was a devout atheist, bro. Like devout. That's Jay, hardcore atheist,
That's true.
And this shit brought me to God, bro. Like I'm not a Christian now, or I'm not Islamic or a Christian, but like I believe in God, bro, because this shit is like this world. Like there's a lot of evil, so there has to be a good, if there's a hot,
those
there has to be
evil people, man. Evil people.
Evil people, because I always say, man, like if 20 years they come out and be like, oh well, they have a vitamin and an iron deficiency in their brain or something like that. Like call me like a fucking pagan witch hunter or something like that, bro, because like I'm not accepting that science, I'm not accepting no science for them to be like that. So
all right, folks, let me tell you all about the pump action shotgun tool. Whoa, there's a tool for shotgunning? Hell yeah, there is. So listen to this. The pump action shotgun tool, created by the Drunk Engineers. Love that name, by the way. It makes shotgunning a hell of a lot easier, and let me tell you how. So you're going to take your beer, and you're going to stick it right in the shotgun tool, like this. Hold it like that so the air pockets are up here, and then you're going to give it a little squeeze. You're going to hear pop, bam, pop. But look at that, no mess. So right now the air pocket's right up here, and you're going to want to make sure you take this, push that down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the tool. Hold the beer can in place to the mouthpiece. Then you're going to put your mouth on the mouthpiece and shotgun. And boom, no mess. You can shotgun at the dinner table, family events, wherever you want with absolutely no mess. So forget shotgunning, slamming a knife right through. Yeah, not a thing anymore. Thanks to the pump action shotgun tool by Drunk Engineers. And you can get yours right now. So just log on to www.drunkengineers.ca. Don't forget to use promo code GarageBoozing for 15% off site-wide. That's right, promo code GarageBoozing for 15% off site-wide. Go get yours now. Thank me later. Back to the show. So are you guys still actively catching?
Yeah. We just had we had the summer break where we
you guys live far apart from each other now, right? You said 2.5 hours?
Sure, yeah. On like depending on traffic. So yeah, it's about we don't catch by ourselves, so we're like not like a normal catching group to where I can just go catch tonight if I got a guy, you know. I don't really catch without my partner. So it's a plan thing, and usually we work like 8 days a month. So we take 4-weekend trips or 2 4-day weekend trips, and but with school just starting, and we're trying to get all our babysitters around and 2 grown men. I mean, Chase, you're a grown man. You know how hard it is to do anything there. So like to go travel out of state and get all the logistics together is kind of hard. But we did catch with Vice. We got a few catches with Vice.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that documentary will be coming out. It's going to be called My Life Online. So it's not like just a personal.
So it's like a whole ass documentary.
Well, it's like a 30-minute episode of a series of like called My Life Online. So like that's not even really going to be based on like child predators, or it's kind of just like we do DAP online and then like our lives at home, if that kind of makes sense. Yeah. But right now we're going to LA in November to work on like a DAP documentary, if that makes sense. And that'll be a full-length film that we're going to be trying to sell. So we're really excited about that. But yeah, we're still catching, and the Vice catches are like kind of locked behind like yellow tape, if that makes sense, like legal things that they want to use that like footage first for. And other than that, I mean, we're still active. We still plan on catching. It's just he had to heal from his gunshot wounds, which is 2-3 months. You know, you don't want to go out there fucking with a bloody leg or like looking like Kurt Schillings and shit in the World Series.
Jay, is this still light out where you are? Are you inside a building?
No, it's like under a pavilion.
Oh, okay, so that's like parking garage lights.
Yeah, it's dark out.
Oh, I was like, shit. I was like, I thought we were in the same time zone. All right. So do you guys like submit like when you have to catch and stuff like to the police every time?
Not necessarily the police, but like to detectives and stuff in the local, like whatever county it is.
And you guys have people that have been arrested before, right?
Yeah. We got 11 convictions. We don't really count arrests. I mean, probably like 30, 40 arrests maybe. But like just a lot of times in Ohio, like our just with how the laws are set up, like technically they don't do anything illegal. And then us as catchers, a lot of guys that we catch like don't talk sexual, which isn't illegal. Yeah. Like,
but it's still weird as fuck. You want to hang out with a 13-year-old, you fucking bozo.
Exactly.
A lesser known thing is just it's not illegal for a 55-year-old man to hang out with a 13-year-old girl.
But it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm right here with you, brother. So we still show up. So, but that's kind of our.
Who in the right mind wants to hang out with a 13-year-old? You're 55 years old. Yeah, let me hang out with my 13-year-old friend. What the fuck?
And the police can't do nothing about it, man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's kind of where we come in. You know, we kind of. I mean, obviously, we want the guys that go to prison. We want the guys that talk sexual so they could get in trouble or whatever, and we want the maximum penalty for everybody we catch. But at the same time, this is kind of our forte of getting the guys that don't talk sexual, because a lot of predator catcher groups feel pressure from their fans that if the cops ain't there or if they don't get an arrest or don't get a conviction, that they're not doing it right, or that they should be doing that, so a lot of predator catchers will stray away from catching guys who the cops won't use their information, because of critiques by their fan base, and we could hardly give a fuck.
Fuck that. Do you guys ever follow up with any catches?
We don't. We have family members, like sometimes the family members or the predator themselves will like reach out to us. But like we said, we go and catch 12 guys at most, sometimes in between the 6 to 12 guys in a weekend. And we're on to the next one, I always try not to build up what we actually do. Like it's not that complicated. We do kind of just what you see. We catch the guy and we put him on YouTube, and we give the information to the people that need to have it, and then we move on to the next guy. You know, it's like building a house. Like, we're here to put your electrical system in. We're not the plumbers. You know, that's a job for other people. So we're best. I feel like our skill and time is best used catching more guys, and then there is a community that does the follow up and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
What's next for DAP?
You want to go ahead? What's next for you? What's next for DAP, Jay?
What's next for DAP? Well, we're still gonna be catching predators. Kind of, Josh has been doing Monday mornings. Kind of,
I love that
a little bit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he's going fire every morning. Fucking for 3 hours, Josh is doing his thing. So aside from doing those things, just adding awareness to the channel, obviously kind of, going with the wind on how YouTube handles, treats us with the DAP channel and our Cut the Cameras channel. Kind of just, right now we're monetized on the Cut the Cameras channel, but kind of just dealing with that, putting our stuff up on Rumble, you know what I mean? Doing everything we can for our viewers to give them give them our catalog, make sure that we're continuing to expose these guys, even though they're taking the videos down, certain things like that. And I'm going to be trying to share my story a little bit, the Jay story, get more people talking about their sexual assault, you know what I mean? Getting people just to voice that and, get that off their chest. I think that's kind of healthy to do. So just getting a little bit of everything in.
I think the future is also, right now we have the Vice thing coming out. That's going to shoot us into a fucking stratosphere. Those guys got 17 million, I think, YouTube subscribers. So, who knows where we're going to be after that. Like I said, we're going in November in LA to shoot a documentary, and we already have like a decent funding on that. And we have some people in there that we're basically trying to sell it to HBO, Netflix, and some publishing companies. And then I'm in contact with another company in the UK who's published like documentaries on HBO. There's nothing like, we're just in talks with them. The first two, like the Vice is completely shot, and then the documentary we're shooting in November is full go. But like we have this third one that we're in talks for. You can see how that goes, and that's going to create just the umbrella of exposure. And I believe like limitless possibilities and opportunities. Jay's story, when I watched that for the first time, like it made me cry, Logan's story, it made me fucking cry. And I think personally, I'm gonna do Monday mornings and whatever, and I think just try to keep the community together. And I didn't know how much people actually like listening to like us talk. So that's been really surprising. But I really am excited to see what Jay can do with taking his story and taking his message and really getting rid of the stigma of sexual assault. And because, look at Jay. He's 6'3". He's a good-looking, handsome dude. Was great at basketball. Was in the newspaper for basketball. Yeah. So, and it happened to him.
Hung as hell.
And it happened to him, man. So, if a cool guy like Jay can come out and say, "Hey, man, I've been sexually assaulted, but I stood up to my guy, and you can stand up to your guy or your woman too." And the Jay that I knew before that day when he did Jay stories, and Jay now is a completely different man, so the energy in this guy is just different. So for me, seeing the same thing that happened with Logan, I want that to spread like fucking wildfire across not only this country, but a little known fact is only 82% of our audience is American. So we have an 18% worldwide audience, which those people aren't there for, they're not watching the videos on, do I know this guy who got exposed? They're watching the video based on experiences for themselves or entertainment. So let's split those in half and say half those people in the world are watching for experience. I mean, we got about 9%, and that's just not American. We got 9% of a foreign audience that's there because they've been sexually assaulted, and this gives them like some sort of peace. So to be able to keep pushing that kind of message, and obviously it's always going to be entertaining. We're going to have rap music and funny edits and shit like that, but at the core, I still really do want to push Jay's message and Jay's story and destigmatize sexual assault.
Yeah, and real quick back to the Jay thing. So like we've mentioned a little bit here, and I know the last thing I said I was like before we send off, but like I do want to get into that if it's okay with you, Jay, because
no problem, man.
You were sexually assaulted, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
So do you mind like getting into that a little bit, or like?
Well, it's kind of a weird thing where he it's actually, he was my basketball coach, and he was kind of like a really cool dude, you know what I mean? He played like that. Everyone liked him. Everyone, you know what I mean, thought he was like the cool coach, you know what I'm saying? Everyone on the team. He would actually give us candy and shit on some real predator shit. But like, when you're a fucking kid, he was like in charge of like the vending machines.
Oh man.
When you're a kid, dude's giving you like 2 candy bars. You're like, this dude's pretty fucking cool. And I mean, he liked basketball and shit. And so he just kind of, he would go after boys because, at the time, I didn't really know this, but I wasn't the only boy he had, done something to, molested. And so he would go after kids that didn't have a dad. My dad died when I was 3 years old, so I didn't grow up with a father.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. And he targeted, kind of boys with that similar situation. And so he played like the father figure. And so, we would, we would do like a lot of things to where we were just too close. Like he had too close of access. And I mean, he, done some things, in certain situations, and then would manipulate his power that he had over me. You know what I'm saying? And so at the time, I think I remember like the last time it happened, like I knew I wasn't going to look at him the same, but it was just a weird thing where like, I didn't want to tell anybody. I just felt like I couldn't tell anybody. And I didn't, I didn't want to. And it's kind of
right?
like I was scared. I was scared, and I feel like I lied to myself kind of about the situation at the time, just because of like, I didn't even want to kind of believe it happened to myself. And I just kind of put it in like a gray space, if you will, just kind of put it to the back of my mind. And, I kind of just, decided to live my life without ever addressing. What'd you say?
He was working at Bemis, right? And
yeah. I mean, like I was saying, fucking, like I pushed it to the back of my mind, and Josh said, it took me to kind of just be at a job, 12-hour job working, and kind of took me to really like go down and like address this thought. Like, it was kind of lingering, but I realized I was sitting there, and I was, long work shift. And I realized like there's a couple of things that I've been pushing back that I'm not addressing. I think it started with like realizing like I have never really addressed my dad dying. You know what I'm saying? I never really addressed that. So I kind of just started to pick things out amongst, my time. And I realized, just kind of, wow, I've been pushing this back. I had to realize, what had happened. I had kind of like to say it out loud, to actually understand, like, damn, this really did happen. Like, like, you're a grown up now. You're not a kid now. Like, it's all right. I kind of had to go through and talk to myself, you know what I mean? In order for myself to get anywhere. And it took a long time. That wasn't, right before we started catching predators. That was, I mean, I think years before before, you know, I exposed them. But I had actually told somebody that was close to me like that next day, and they, you know, it was fucked up. They actually told somebody. I told them not to tell, and they told somebody. So, you know, that's kind of like, it kind of made it worse in a way. And so I kind of try to stress now to tell somebody that you kind of, you know, is really down for you. You know, somebody that you can expect a good answer from, because you don't want to, you know, you don't want to tell the wrong person, and then, you know, kind of go into further of not wanting to speak out about it. But, you know, after, you know, kind of dealing with that and kind of talking to myself with it. And then finally, you know, telling Josh, I think might've been the first person that I had told, that it happened, and it kind of just getting, you know, building up my bravery, I guess, you know, my courage, to fucking really, like, the biggest part is I thought I was like, somehow, like, I feel like people would make fun of me if that, you know, it's kind of fucked up, but like you know, your brain will come up with some scenarios where people are like, you know, where I'm the wrong person somehow, you know, your brain can come up with some fucked up shit. And so kind of just dealing with those things. But now, you know, I can't stress it enough for people to, if they've been through that situation, to just say something, speak up, you know what I mean, to me, or somebody, you know, they really trust.
I can't even imagine being through that situation. So I'm not going to say kudos to you, because that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, when it happens,
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, when it happens, you know, it's fucked up, but it does happen to a lot more people than we think. And
yeah,
you just gotta say something, because, you know, that when I called out Steve, he was just living his regular life. He was at a fact, you know, he was working his job. I think at the time he was dealing with, working with like old people, or handicapped people, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, another way he could manipulate somebody. And so these people, you know, if you don't call out these bugs, they'll get bigger, you know, they'll have more chances to hurt more people. And so, you know, it's like, when you stand up to your abuser, you're standing up to somebody for other people. You know what I mean?
You're
not only helping
so
yourself.
many people, dude. You're helping so many people.
How many people came out? How many people came out after you posted that video?
6 people I know alone had came out and, you know, told me that they've done almost the exact same things that he did to me. He did it to them. And, you know, somebody, there was actually a guy, in my hometown that Steve did what he did to me, but he actually did, you know, other nastier, you know, worse things. And the kid was in such a fucked up, household at the time, where he didn't have a mom, he didn't have a dad, and he was living with Steve. Like, Steve had power over him. Steve technically was like his, you know, had guardianship over him. And he, you know, the kid went to the police, told the cops, it went to court and everything. And the boy got sent home back with Steve.
Oh.
And so, I mean, this dude has had his run-ins, and I mean, people, you know, some people knew about it. My mom actually kind of figured, like, she heard something about that like halfway through, and, you know, that's a whole different story. But this dude, I mean, like, just like most of these guys, they're not alone. Everybody we catch, I mean, would you say, Josh, it's been like pretty much everybody, they once we figure out who that person, their real name and where they're from, they always have a story that they touched somebody. Somebody always comes out and says they did something to them. You know what I mean? It's like, these guys aren't.
At least 80%, man. At least 80%.
It's just so. I mean, like you said, you know, it's good and evil, and these bad, evil, nasty men, they're lurking out here. They're lurking, and the cops, all the predator catchers that are out there, you know, we could double in supply. We could double it, you know what I mean? And it still wouldn't finish it.
When you shine that light on him, how long could he take that light though?
They're worms. They're fucking
I
worms,
wonder-
Josh. He couldn't take that light for about not even 12 hours. I mean, shriveled up in the pants. Fucking
And died.
Small Night fucking killed himself
himself.
next day.
My favorite thing is when, excuse me, everybody, and you see their face and they're like, they don't know what to do next, so then they run. They run.
Oh, I love the chase though. I love the chase. Chase.
I love it. It's the best, man.
It's the best, man.
No, you guys keep fucking doing what you're doing. It's fucking awesome. But
For sure.
yo, at this point, this is the podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. You guys were a hell of guests, and we'll definitely have you back. Well, I don't know how long your court case is going to take, but after the court case is over, we'll definitely have you back because I can't wait to hear the rest of it. But other than that, guys, we'll see you nerds next week.
Hey, nerds, please don't forget the #1 way to support the brand. Buy some merch. We've got hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and it's all available to you at www.garageboozing.net/shop. And don't forget to follow on all your favorite social media accounts as well as YouTube at Garage Boozing. And of course, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, whatever the button may be, to the Garage Boozing Podcast on your favorite podcast platforms so you can be notified as soon as a new episode is released.
Ladies, gentlemen, and nerds. Do you have what it takes to be a guest on the fastest growing, alcohol chugging, and nonsense talking podcast? Well, now is your chance. The Garage Boozing Podcast has new guests every week, and you could be one of them. Just simply log on to www.garageboozing.net, click the Be on the Show tab, and submit your information. It's that simple. Join the boozement or be a loser. Don't miss your chance because we're taking this to the moon.